So let's talk about Higgsfield, but in a real way, because most of what you're seeing online about tools like this is incomplete or it's false. If you go on TikTok right now, you'll see these insane AI videos, some cinematic shots, some smooth camera movement, perfect lighting, visuals that look like they came from a full production team. And the way people present it is always the same. They show you the output and then they say something like, anyone can do this, or start making money with AI videos, or clients will pay you for this. But the reality is very different. And if you go into this thinking it's easy, you're going to get frustrated very quickly. So in this video, I want to break this down properly. Not just what Higgsfield does, but why most people won't make money with it, and what you actually need to do if you want to use it in a realistic way. First of all, yes, Higgsfield is powerful. There's no denying that. It allows you to create high quality visuals without needing expensive equipment, locations, or a production team. You can simulate camera movement, you can simulate lighting and scenes that will normally take a lot of time and money. Well, you can simulate all of that. That part is real. But here's the problem. Just because something looks good doesn't mean it makes money. In an easy way, at least. And right now, the internet is flooded with what people call AI slop, and they call it that way for a reason. Thousands of videos that all look similar, same style, same effects, same type of cinematic visuals, all trying to go viral, and most of them go nowhere. So this is the first thing you need to understand. The barrier to creating content has dropped, which means the competition has increased. So just using Higgsfield is not enough anymore. You're not early. You're entering a crowded space now. Let's talk about the biggest misconception here. People think clients will pay for cinematic AI videos. They won't, all right? Clients don't care about visuals in isolation. They care about outcomes. So if your video looks impressive but doesn't help them get the attention or sell something, it has no value to them. And on the other hand, if your video is simple but it performs well, that's why they're willing to pay for it. And this is where most beginners go wrong. They spend hours creating something that looks cool but has no purpose behind it. There's no hook, there's no message, no structure. It's just visual output that looks cool. But content and visuals are not the same thing. If there is no intent behind the video, there's no reason for someone to watch it, and there's definitely no reason for a brand to pay for it. So, if you actually want to make money with a tool like this, you need to shift your thinking. Instead of asking, what can I create with Higgsfield, you need to ask, what problem can I solve with it? Because the demand is not for visuals. The demand is for attention. Just have a look at this one. This is a great ad, right? For this Lao, whatever it is. And this is what brands need, all right? They need ads that stop people from scrolling. Creators, they need content that keeps people watching. Businesses need videos that lead clicks to some sales, right? That's the real opportunity here. And that's what Higgsfield can help you to make. Just like something like this, all right? Now, if you want to make money with this, there are realistically two paths that you can choose. The first one is client work. You create content for brands and then you get paid per video or per package. And the second one is building your own content and monetizing through views or affiliate links or products. Both can work, but neither one is easy, all right? Forget about all those videos that tell you it's going to be easy or that you're going to get like $5,000 in like the next 5 weeks. Well, it's not going to happen, all right? All right, let's start with client work. This is usually what people try first because it feels more direct. You create videos, you send them to the brand, and you get paid for it. But here's the part people don't expect. It's competitive. You're not just competing with beginners. You're competing with freelancers, agencies, and people who already understand marketing. So the question becomes, why would a brand choose you? And the answer is not because you use Higgsfield. The answer is because you understand what works. All right? I don't know how many times I have to repeat this. This is a tool. You have to create content that performs because you can help them get the results, and they're going to see that one way or another. This means that you need to study ads, and not just study visuals. You need to understand hooks. You need to understand pacing, the messaging, the structure. You need to know what makes someone stop scrolling and keep watching, and that only comes from practice. Now let's talk about the second path, building your own content. And this is where people think it's easier because there are no clients involved, but it's actually just as challenging, if not more, because now you're responsible for everything. You're responsible for the idea, the execution, the consistency, and the growth. Most people, they post a few videos, they get low views, and they quit. That's normal. Most content doesn't work at the beginning. Even experienced creators have videos that don't perform. But the difference is that they keep going, right? They adjust, they test, and they improve over time. And this is where consistency becomes the most important factor. You don't get good from making 5 videos. You get good from making 50 or 100. And this is the part most people don't want to hear because it's not exciting, but it's the truth. I'm here to tell you that it's not going to be an easy way. But all right, let's talk about a realistic strategy because this is what you should actually focus on if you want to make money with this. First of all, you need to stop to try to sell AI videos. All right, forget about that. You should focus on outcomes because no one pays for the tool. They can pay for the tool themselves. They pay for what the content does. So instead of positioning yourself as someone who makes cinematic visuals, you position yourself as someone who creates content that performs. All right, that's the first thing. Second, you need to pick one use case. The most realistic one for beginners is product ads. There's a lot of e-commerce stores, and this means creating short-form content for e-commerce brands, especially for platforms like TikTok. And this is where, there's constant demand and repeat work. And this is a good opportunity. Third, you need to study what already works. You go into TikTok, you look at ads, you find the ones with high engagement, and you break them down. You understand the hook, the message, the structure. How did they make it? All right? And then you recreate your own versions using Higgsfield. Not by copying, but just adapting. Fourth, you need to create in volume. This is non-negotiable. You will not figure this out from a few attempts. You need to create consistently, a lot. You have to test different ideas, and you have to improve over time. And of course, fifth, you have to start small. Don't expect to charge high prices immediately. You can head over to Fiverr and compare yourself. You can start with smaller projects. You build some proof, you get better, and then you increase your rates. And also, since I mentioned Fiverr, that's going to be number 6. You don't wait for clients to come to you. You should reach out. You should find brands, and you should send messages to a lot of people, and you should offer some value first. So if you reach out to someone and you offer some value for free, for example, you create one product ad for their product, and they see that the result is good, well, that's what's going to land you a gig or a job at the beginning because no one knows you yet. You will have to offer some value first by reaching out. And of course, you're going to get a lot of no's. A lot of people will ignore you. A lot of people will say, I don't need you. And that's perfectly normal when you're just starting out. Be prepared for it. And finally, you need to stay consistent long enough to see results because nothing happens instantly. And let's be honest one more time. Most people will not do this, all right? Not because it's impossible, but because it requires effort over time. It requires you to keep going even when results are slow. It requires you to treat this like a skill and not some kind of a shortcut. And, Higgsfield is powerful. I mean, just have a look at all these things. But it's not magic. It won't make money for you. It will only amplify what you already know how to do, and it'll cut down the time. So if you focus on learning content, understanding attention, and staying consistent, then yes, there is a real opportunity here. But if you just rely on the tool and expect results, you'll end up like most people, creating content that looks good, but goes nowhere. And that's going to be bad for you, bad for clients. You're just going to essentially waste your time. So you have to have realistic expectations. And you gotta give it time, and you gotta give it effort. You have to learn and study what other people do if you're just gonna be a complete beginner with this. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that are just gonna tell you, oh, you can make thousands of dollars, just, start using Higgsfield. And there's probably gonna be a course at the end of it, or at least an affiliate link. You won't find that here, but you should know that it's not as easy as they make it sound. So yeah, I'll leave you with that. Wish you good luck, and I'll catch you next time.